How did we get here with Big K
All work
and Murda Mook? How did we get here?
All work, all brick by brick. I mean, what else is new with us, right? Everything is brick by brick. I feel like we definitely have a reputation for doing very unexpected matchups. We got a lot of those. We make a lot of phone calls with certain opponents, didn't even expect them over the years. I love being in that spot. I love making those calls, those type of calls where somebody's just like, what, you got who? Like, what's going on? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So I think this is another one of those. I put a blog out. I did a live, and I was throwing out there a 4-battle deal contract offer to Mook, if y'all remember, right? Yeah, I was throwing that out there. And it really isn't 4, it's really 3 because I had Hollow in there, but him and Hollow, they're kind of too cool now to battle. Just like Mook and Cassidy, they don't really want to battle anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that ship might have sailed, even though I really wish the battle rap culture would have gotten that matchup, Mook versus Hollow. But besides the fact, you know what I'm saying, there was still 3 more that I was looking at. And that's the beautiful thing about, I feel like, all these different platforms and leagues. You know what I'm saying? It's just like different platforms and different leagues will have different ideas, different concepts, different creativity, different matchup styles. That's been us since day one. Like, we're the home of blood, sweat, and tears. When we first came on the scene, it was like, why the hell does this guy named Oops have a daylight? Fast forward, it's one of the best battles on our channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we've definitely gone left from when it comes to a lot of matchup styles. So fast forward to 3 that I had in mind that I threw out there in that live. I said, Mook, I want to see you versus Ill Will, Big K, and Hitman Holla, right? And this was after Divide and Conquer Part 1. So when it comes to Hitman, the Hitman and Mook battle is always going to have some history there. They got a little bit of grudge. They don't really, you know, rock with each other like that. As 2 god tiers as well, you know, they're always kind of going back and forth. Who's the bigger draw? Who's this? Who's that? Or whatever. So I think those 2 guys have always been on a collision course. RBE almost made that battle happen. You know, we've spoken about that publicly from multiple sides in the past. So, you know, hopefully we get there. Ill Will is a guy that I feel like, you know, he deserves to be in front of anybody. You know what I'm saying? Anybody. And we just got him it was like an RBE legacy battle. I said that in the intro. And it's a battle that I've been speaking to Will about for quite some time, ever since social distance when we was on lockdown. I said, yo, I'm going to make that Hollow battle sooner or later. Patience paid off for everybody. Paid off for Hollow, it paid off for Ill Will, it paid off for RBE, it paid off for the fans. You know what I'm saying? And the third one being Big K. I mean, Big K is such a talented guy. I think he has his ups and downs with the fans at times based on the circumstances, whether I put him in a short matchup, hey, this is a straight tour card that's going straight to YouTube, so go ahead and only write short rounds. It's all good because everybody knows the budget is low for a YouTube-only card, no pay-per-view, no door sales, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Or maybe it's a matchup that he really wasn't that crazy about. But when you put him in there with somebody that's like, nah, I need to win this battle, like the A-Ward battle, I knew it was going to be a good matchup. And let me say this. I think A-Ward did great. I think A-Ward did great. I think A-Ward will remain one of the best battlers and one of the most consistent battle rappers on the scene today, currently. I've been saying since Max Out Part 1, I did a recap. I said, A-Ward is a star. As soon as he got off the stage with Ill Will, I said, he's a star. He's a star. He's capable of rocking big room, small room, any type of opponent. A-Ward is just great. But me, just like everybody else, I'm going to keep it 1,000 with y'all. I haven't seen that Big K in a very long time. I haven't seen that K in a long time. I think the last time I seen that K, it might have been versus Head Ice. I think his Ilmac performance comes to mind, but those are a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? He's still been giving good shows. He's still got a lot of good performances since then. His Mac battle, his Old Rebel, his John. He's got a lot of still dope shit. His Calico battle. He's been getting named. He's got Iron Solomon over here. He's got Calico over here. You know what I'm saying? He got dope shit, but go ahead. What you about to say?
ARP.
Go ahead.
I need your resume real quick. Verb, Ilmac, Verb, Ilmac, Thesaurus, Iron Solomon, Calico, Conceited, Geechee, Nitty, Head Ice, John, Arsenal, Suge, Danny Myers, B Magic, Pass, R.I.P. Pat Stay, JC.
Yo, the man's resume. He's got a Hall of Fame resume. Big K's got a Hall of Fame resume, and once again, standing in that room, in that blue room, and watching his performance versus A-Ward, I felt like because one thing that we platforms and we leagues need to navigate is timing. That's what we need to navigate. We need to navigate timing. You know, there's certain points in K's career where I think if I would have called Mook probably would have said like, not right now. You know what I'm saying? But the timing coming off of that battle and us all watching that performance, and then after that battle happened live and people saw it pay-per-view, the VOD, and the way that people was talking about that event and talking about K's performance, the last time he had a standout moment like that, it really was only key to one round, where after the event was over, everybody was talking about him, and that was versus Adi Boom, right? Yeah. After Divide and Conquer Part 1, Hollow and Ill Will had a classic, right? But I think the most talked about individual battle rapper was Big K. Yeah,
he was MVP.
Yeah, it was crazy. So when I say that word timing, and when you factor in RBE's history of bringing certain matchups that nobody thought about, that's left field. When you think about us really getting some of our main shooters big matchups, where it's like I took pleasure in calling Math and being like, yo, I got you Hollow, and he was like, yeah, right, I don't believe you. And I was like, nah, we ready. I take pride in calling QB and say, yo, King of Disrespect versus Queen of Disrespect, I could finally make it happen. I take pride in calling gyms and being like, yo, A-Verb, Judge Battle. I take pride in calling Will and be like, yo, Hollow's finally about to go down. You know what I'm saying? I take pride in those situations. I take pride in calling Verb and Verb just being shot like yo, Mook. And not only you got Mook, you got him coming back after 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I love that. I love that shit. And it's K's turn. He put himself, he put his fan base, and he put RBE in a position where, you know, coming out of that weekend of Divide and Conquer 1, despite him always being a vet, I could make that call to Mook and say, yo, I got these ideas of Hitman, Big K, and Ill Will, but the one I want to push out first right now, based on time and based on what we just seen, and knowing that my next event is going right back to that blue room setting again, is Big K.
I like that
it's
blue
Big
room setting.
K. And I want to say this too. I got to throw a big shout out there, man. I want to give a big shout out to Mook. Mook, number one, for his stellar business. You know what I'm saying? I respect the fact that him and his manager Van too. Shout out to my nigga Van, and shout out to my nigga Van, down to Mook. I love the way they carried themselves as businessmen. We did business twice before. We did it one for the social distance shit. That's another one where it's like a call and nobody knows what's going on. We gave Murda Mook the street hymns. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He broke the internet with that verse when Mook came out. It was street hymns. You know what I'm saying?
I thought Mook had one of the best social distance verses,
but because on Social Distance Part 1, if you remember, this is our history. This is who we are. This is our personality. Street Hymns was voted the best visuals that he put together. He did a whole skit. Yeah, Sharon knocked on his door, and he took time and put it in a whole acting layout with different camera angles or whatever, and he got rewarded for that. He got Mook. While we was all in the crib, he had the biggest look of all lockdown, we're in the crib battles. Street Hymns got the biggest look. You know what I'm saying? So I want to stay on that shout out with Mook, because Mook was with the smoke. You know, Mook, I think ever since that Geechee battle, I think his energy and his vibe for battle rap right now, he's like, yo, I'm outside, I'm trying to battle X amount of times in 2023. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like three times minimum, I think he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? 2023, this is not the last time you're going to see Mook outside versus Big K. I'm not going to talk ahead, but I'm just going to say this is not the last time we're going to see Mook in 2023. But point being, Mook was with all the smoke. He was just like, what do y'all want to do of those guys? And he was open. He understood why all of those made sense timing wise. And this was even before Hitman and Easy. So even Hitman could have ended up with 2 back-to-back groundbreakers. You know what I'm saying? But it was me that said, I want to do all 3, but the first one I want to do is Big K. I want to do Big K because we're going back to that blue room.
Say it again.
Nah.
Was he hesitant at all?
Nah.
When you go Big K?
Once again, and that's another reason why we put that in. And all due respect to A-Wood, I even called him on the phone and I told him this before the battle dropped and everything, because I think A-Wood had a great performance. But that's another reason why we put the announcement on the Big K and the A-Wood battle, because when you see when you get something that comes out of left field like a Murda Mook announcement, people's minds go to the obvious. The same way when we announced Murda Mook was coming, everybody was saying it's got to be Sue Surf or it's got to be T-Top the first time around, right? And we said no, it's a Verb. And then even the timing of that wasn't the best because we was coming right off of the Pat Stay battle. You know what I'm saying? But Verb, shout out to Verb. Verb did 2 things. Number one, he came out, he talked this shit. He had all the fans interested in seeing him versus Mook, regardless of the timing, whether you rock with it or not. Then he got on stage and he handled his business. You know what I'm saying? Whereas in this situation, we put our announcement on the A-Wood and Big K trail to show everybody this is what Big K is on right now. This is what he's on right now. Just in case y'all got short memories and y'all forgot what happened like 3 weeks ago when everybody was talking about him coming out of the Divide and Conquer event. Because I understand how battle rap moves. It moves real fast. There's a lot of different. Hitman and Easy has been in the headlines for 3 weeks. So we could forget now the Divide and Conquer event and how Big K was owning the headlines. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we did that. But that was just really the push. There was no hesitance on his side. Mook was like, look, I rock with all 3. What do you want to do? Which one do you want to do? And like I said, that was on me. And I was just like, yo, Big K. Big K. And I feel like he deserves it. He deserves it from RBE. He also deserves it for himself because you're the one that just read down his resume. Like, K is K. K is K. And he showed timing right now what he's on. So it's just like, okay, if you can do that again or better, I want to see what Mook brings to a small room on neutral grounds in Atlanta, and I want to see that clash. I want to see that turnout. I want to see how that goes. May 6th.
What's the time limit?
Time limits is even above the A-Ward. I don't want to say the time limits, but if you watch the A-Ward and Big K battle, the contracts are more time limits than that contract. All right. I don't want to say the time limits because when we did that before, we kind of put like a cloud up. Like, for example, we was publicly promoting Mook versus A-Ward, or not A-Ward, A-Verb, and Mook's in the 3rd round is unlimited, right? So it put like a cloud over things, right? And I think even tactically, then fans start to pick at the battle as what's going to happen. I'll tell you this, you're not getting no short rounds from either one of these guys. But I don't want to say if there's a 4-minute round, I don't want to say if there's a 5-minute round. I don't want to put that over them because I see how the fans could use that leading into the battle. I just want to say that the contracts for Mook versus Big K is even more time than was in the contract for Big K versus A-Ward. So y'all take that how y'all want to take it. But y'all not ever going to get a 25-minute round again from Mook. That'll never happen again. He said he's never doing that again. And I'm actually glad he's not doing that again because I feel like now it'll only exist once on the RBE channel. Yeah, I'm glad we get that shit exclusive. So
now, on the flip side, what do you say to people that saying, they're not really feeling the battle, the mixed emotion side? You know,
how many battles have been like that before? This is yeah.
I ain't Solomon Nitty. A lot of battles.
It's every platform. I think one thing about being rare breed, right, is your mind doesn't go towards the obvious. It doesn't go where things are cliche. Like I said, when we announced Mook and Verb, everybody that was people killed us. They killed us. They said, what? We only wanted to see Mook and T-Top or Mook and Sue Surf. We stuck to our guns. When we announced Hitman's Cassidy, we got dragged. You know what I'm saying? I
got dragged.
we all stuck to our guns. We said, no, this is about to be dope. There's so many matchups, whether it's comes from the Blood, Sweat, and Tears series, the Divide and Conquer series, Lift and Soul, Pearly Gates. We have so many matchups that nobody saw, nobody thought of, and RBE did. We put them together in the battleless sort of vision, and we walked out with a classic. We walked out with a classic. These are still two artists at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So not only, I feel like I will continue to do my job, you know what I'm saying, of course, but as far as the foundation of the situation, I've done my job. I've gotten the business together. I've done a lot of coordination. I've done a lot of negotiations. I got a lot of work still happening between now and May 6th during this whole rollout and all this type of stuff. But from the foundation of things, I've done my job. Now I want to see how Mook feels publicly towards Big K. I want to see how Big K publicly feels about this phone call and this booking towards Murda Mook. And they're going to give the fans a reason to understand where they stand versus each other. It's like, because they have no backstory that's known to the public. They have no backstory. The only thing I'll tell y'all is that Big K said, I want a 30 Murda Mook and change the culture. He wants to change history. You know what I'm saying? He wants to change the perception of today's battle rap. So that almost sounds almost like a Blood, Sweat, and Tears type of concept, because that's almost our thought process. I'm neutral once the coin flips. I don't have a horse in a race. I don't care who wins. I'm not rooting for Big K. I'm not rooting for Murda Mook. I'm rooting for a classic. You know what I'm saying? But now that the ground is set, now we're gonna see Mook come back outside because he's booked. That when that man is booked, he's outside. Big K is gonna be outside because you got the GOAT. You got the logo. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go from there.
Most of your main events are like, the promo game is very heavy. I go by the Serious and Math, Verb, and Mook. Like, those are very intense face-offs. Respectfully, I'm expecting the battle to be better than the promo.
It happens both ways. I mean, I've been doing this shit 9+ years, leading into 10. I've seen battles where the promo is crazy and the battle is whack. I've seen battles where there's no promo, there's no storyline, there's no nothing, and it's a classic battle. I've seen it both ways. But what I also did tell Mook and Big K was, based on whatever narratives and energy they create and what we see, because they're both two real guys. Like, you're not gonna get Murda Mook to come out and play like some false like Halloween shit towards Big K. Like, oh yeah, by the way, I knew this. He's not gonna do that. Everything that he do, whatever he come out with towards Big K is gonna be real. And Big K is the same way. He don't really play the games, but what he says is he gonna mean it. You know what I'm saying? So I told him, I said, based on the things I see, we'll probably put together a pre-face-off. So I'll fly them in. You know what I'm saying? We'll sit down, we'll ruin your day, we'll shoot a pre-face-off, and then based on how that goes, we'll probably do another one at the press conference where y'all get that last minute before the battle, see these guys and what their energy is when their rounds is already written and everything, because narratives and storylines and shots that they take at each other, all that shit is going to change and roll out from now until May 6th. So I think right now they probably just looking at each other with the side eye. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's just looking at each other.
Right. What was Big K's expression when you told him, yo, I got Mook for you? What was the initial reaction to you when you said, hey, I got Murda Mook for you?
A spooky confidence. A spooky confidence.
Spooky confidence.
To keep it 1,000, if I'm Big K's opponent, and I'm saying this because it's public, like I could read like anybody else, I would never trust Big K. I don't think you could. I don't think you could trust Big K any longer. I think Big K is like old Red, like the Transformer type of shit, where there's a lot of times where you can see him calm and chilling. I think that's when he has the most up his sleeve. That's just me personally. We've seen him do it with Adi Boom. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting with that face off, nah, it's all good. We're going to see tomorrow. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Right?
Yeah.
And it was it's one of the most serious rounds he ever rapped. You know what I'm saying? You see the passion in his eyes as he's rapping on that stage. Like, he meant every word that he said. You know what I'm saying? And then again, just now with A-Ward, like, we watch his face off with, with Cassidy hosting, shout out to my cast. Like, he had the laid back demeanor. And then he showed up with, you can argue, maybe his best performance. It's just like, I would never trust him.
Yeah.
So when I call him, you know what I'm saying, I'm expecting the Big K demeanor to a degree, like, oh, word, Mook, I bet. He's not the guy that's going to start doing cartwheels in the crib. That's not him, but I don't trust it regardless. Because in his mind, it could be like some demon shit that he just don't show. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just K now. It's like you got to pay attention to him. You got to pay attention to his personality. So,
is this battle more about Big K or
it's more about
as a blogger? It feels this is more about Big K. For I don't know why.
That's not a bad thing, and I feel
K.
like everybody is going to walk away from this announcement with a different interpretation of what is it about? Is it about, oh, Murda Mook is back outside? This is the logo, right? Is it about that? Is it about Big K getting what he deserves, especially coming off of one of his greatest performances ever? Is it on some just RBE shit, where they got this blue room thing going on and they see like the different environments that's in battle rap right now, and they're trying to just create some of the biggest and the sickest matchups to put in that environment? Because right now, that blue room environment, and I kept it 1,000 on my live the other day, I give my credit where it's deserved. I said there's been environments like the bunker. You know what I'm saying? At the time, it's like that's the best setting. I love the band setting that URL was doing when it was just a black room with like a dim light above. I love that setting.
Yes,
I love that setting.
Yes.
There's just been some dope settings. I just feel like right now in battle rap today, I think the best setting and vibe in battle rap is the blue room, and they're proving it. When we did Closure Part 2, we got arguably one of the best female versus male battles ever, Ill Will versus 40 Bars. People went crazy over that. I think it's almost at a million views already. People love that battle. They love that matchup. They love the vibe. They love that turnout. And that card has some dope shit on it too. Then we get to Divide and Conquer. And I know we all got short memories in this game, rightfully so, because a lot happens real fast. But everybody was saying it was the best event in a long time. And we've been trying to argue that point since day one, that the environment plays a part in the outcome of battles. Right? That's one of the reasons why Drum did so well in helping us create classics. It's one of the reasons we stuck to our guns. And when we announced Murda Mook's return versus Verb, and we said we're sticking with Drum, they said y'all are crazy. And we said, no, watch this. We're going to protect the battle. We're going to protect the battle. And even right now, you book Murda Mook, it's not even easy. Who we kidding? Even financially and business-wise, it's not easy to book a Murda Mook or a Hitman or a Cassidy or a Loaded Lux and put them in a small room where I'm losing all that door money. But we're staying true to the environment right now. And I feel like if we keep producing outcomes of battles the way that we just did in Divide and Conquer Part 1, where they said, yo, literally, not only was every battle hitting, but you guys didn't have a bad round in that room for the entire event. Not even a single bad round. If we can continue that trend into Divide and Conquer 2 with the 10 battles that's going down on this shit, well, actually it's 9 battles, 3 rounders going down in the room, and the on-site's going down the day before. But with the 9 battles 3 rounders that's going down in that room on May 6th, I think we just continue to show that this arena, this room, this environment is really giving the culture classic.
It looks dope, man. It looks dope. I'm not gonna hold it. Classics.
I mean, visually, I think there's a bunch of leagues that have done certain settings where it was about the visuals. Like when we did, and we still do our on-site series, like the on-site battle that we just did with Jay Murda versus Jay Jeans, and we got another one on this card, the on-site battle. One of the best settings people say ever that they felt a vibe from was Ill Will versus Calico. You know what I'm saying? People tell us all the time, can you go back right there to that spot? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So,
yo, give me the backstory on that spot though. Why that spot? Why was that spot so significant though? Because it looks so dope. Though.
Yeah, we ran out of time in the venue. It happens. It happens, man. We ran out of time in the venue.
No, I remember that, but why that spot?
Oh, because it was real close to the hotel that all the battle rappers was booked in, where we did the press conference and everything. You know what I'm saying? There's a spot in Jersey. It was real close to Drum, right over the quick drive, like 20 minutes away from Manhattan, where we was at, where the card was at. And the card, we ran out of time. We was pissed at Drum. We had did all that business, all that work, put in all that work with them, and they didn't want to give us another 30 minutes. And Russian guys in there, man, they shut us down. Like, no, that's it. It's like they never really respected hip hop or battle rap to begin with. You know what I'm saying? But they shut us down. We was all outside. We was all pissed. You know, that has never happened to us before. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, yeah, like, yo, like being in a situation like this is crazy. Like, the co-main event didn't happen. We had a pay-per-view running and all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna place no blame. I ain't gonna place no
I remember
blame
that.
because it's in the past, but the battle should have happened. You know what I'm saying? The battle should have happened in the building.
Right.
But we just came up with the
Yeah.
idea between Ruin Your Day, RBE, Calico, and Will still being like, yo, let's get it done. You know, we bunch of cars got packed up. People followed us in the cars. People making phone calls. Yo, it's gonna go down over there. Next thing you know, about 40 minutes later, we was all mounted up. It was like, yo, everybody put your cameras out. Let's get this going. You know what I'm saying? It just turned out to be a classic, and it birthed the on-site series. You know what I'm saying? But point being, yeah, we took that and said, yo, we just gonna create a series and just do on-site. You know what I'm saying? Like, just pick different random settings and do one-offs like that. But fast forward, we've obviously always paid attention to environment. We paid attention to environment. You know what I'm saying? That's why my Twitter handle right now says the Blue Room. Like, I believe in that space right now. So, you know, we back to it.
You know what's dope about Big K getting this battle too? I'm expecting a back-to-back fire Big K.
I mean, the battle, smart battle is, especially when you're in a position where there's gonna be a lot of eyes on you. You know the saying is chess, not checkers, right? You can't just think one step in front of you. You know, the battle after this is what people gotta be planning for. So let's say if Murda Mook, loses clearly or badly to Big K, then to a degree it might hurt matchups like Mook versus Hitman, Mook versus Ill Will, Mook versus Easy to Block. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might hurt some of those battles. Certain people might hold off for a second. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mook though, I think Mook is he got a
no,
bulletproof
I don't
vest on that
think
ARP.
any battle rapper has a bulletproof vest on when it comes to right away. I think time heals everything. So, like, for example, if I watch one of the biggest battle rappers in the game get dragged, right? And then I want to announce a battle right after that. That's not good timing. That's not good business. That's not good timing. That's not good marketing. That's not good promotion. I'll tell you a fun fact. Shout out to Tiff, Lux sister, Lux manager. Yeah, shout out. She hit me one time, and she was like, yo, we're interested in battling either Hitman or Cassidy, right? For Lux. And we started the conversation leaning towards Hitman for Lux, right? And I made the call to Hitman, and I'm just like, yo, Lux side, they just called me like they trying to line up. At the time, Lux had Geechee coming up, right? And I think that was like late fall or early winter, something like that, the time of it or whatever. But Tiff was telling me, she was like, look, we down to do that because Lux was outside. He was like, yo, he's ready to move his pen. Let's try to do that like December, January, which was like right after the Geechee shit. So I'm on the phone with Holla. I'm like, yo, they interested. What we talking about? Holla he declined it. Holla was just like, you never know how the Geechee shit is going to turn out. He was like, but you think, I see your face right now. Y'all think about it. Hollow is a god tier. Like, it's like when it's like Lux, Cassidy, Mook, Hollow, Hitman. It's not really an opportunity. It's in their minds to battle each other. Hitman doesn't look at Mook and say, I'm getting an opportunity to battle you. Lux doesn't look at Cassidy and say, I'm getting an opportunity to battle you. Hollow's not going to look at Hitman and say, I'm getting an opportunity to battle you. They all feel like they're like this. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's not like calling, up and comer and being like, yo, no matter what Lux got going on, you take this opportunity. Hitman's a god to himself, and he's managing his own brand. And fast forward, a lot of people felt that the outcome of Geechee and Lux looked a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So imagine me in a business position now, I had to turn around and announce Hitman versus Lux right after that because they were looking at doing it fairly shortly right after that. The fans would have looked at me and be like, why? I would have got all of that. You know what I'm saying? I would have just had to tell y'all once again, like, yo, this is a great matchup. Let it play out. But timing of it, they would have killed us. And we've been there before with Mook and Verb, and we just want to avoid that just now and come off of Big K's best performance. So it's like flipping it of the situation that Mook was in the first time he rocked with us on stage versus this time. So point being, I just feel like timing matters. Timing really, 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 really matters. You know what I'm saying? So even though it's Mook, you know, if he got cleared by Big K, I feel like fans would, you know, want a little bit of time to pass. Same thing goes for Big K. If Big K gets totally embarrassed by Mook, you know what they're gonna say? You didn't deserve the shot. They're gonna strip his point. They're gonna, the same way we started this talking about Big K's resume, they're gonna be like, who's Big K? When he got a shot, he couldn't stay on the stage. He got drafted to the NBA for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And then that hurts his bag and his opponents after that. If he clears Mook, it's hard for me to call K after that without, like, let's say, yo, I got Cassidy, yo, I got Lux, yo, I got Hitman, yo, you know what I'm saying? So these guys also have to think past each other, past their battle. They say don't look past the opponent in front of you, but in battle rap, you better because the way that the fans will treat you, they'll put you on timeout. They'll put you on timeout. You know what I'm saying? The best outcome is both of them to deliver a classic.
I know you want to get this up too much, though. The second announcement, when are we getting that?
Maybe 3 to 4 days, maybe. Probably like 3 to 4 days. Something like that. And then after that, it's going to speed up that much faster.
Are you hyped up for that second announcement?
It depends which one we decided to be.
Well, I know a couple of them, sir. And one of them is going to be crazy.
There's some real good matchups on this card. Like I said, that the full card is 10 battles. 9 will be going down. Say again?
Any females?
Yes.
Any females on here?
Yes.
Okay,
Female, ladies on the card. Ladies on the card. There'll be 9 3-rounders going down on May 6th. I'm gonna be pushing every button I could push to start that stream, to start them battles, you know, light speed. I mean, we've done it before. The Rare Breeds card with Mook was like 8-9 battles or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And Mook kind of went in the middle of the card. Mook and Verb, they kind of went a little bit earlier. By the time their battle was done, we went outside, we did interviews. You go back and you look at their post-battle interviews of Verb and Mook, it was the afternoon. It was a broad daylight. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely gonna be pushing because we got a lot of work to give y'all. But pay attention to this rollout because we got a lot of matchups for y'all.
Are you working on Ill Will versus Verb?
Shout out to Will and Verb. I think we all need to see that battle. I think between myself, Will, and Verb, we kind of just reminded the culture like, hey, that matchup didn't happen yet. You know what I'm saying? Which when you think about it, it's kind of crazy. I mean, there's not a lot of big, all the way from big to mega matchups out there that's left. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't produce a lot of stars like that in battle rap. Like when I say stars, I mean like those big draw guys. That's why there'd be movements sometimes during the year to get away from the top tiers, whether it's business-wise, trying to grow, you know, up and comers and be the bars over the names movements and all that type of stuff. But we still need those guys, obviously, because they're the drawers, and we're not creating stars that fast or that frequent. So you gotta still call an Verb and a Murda Mook and a Loaded Lux and a Hitman and a Goods and a Calico. And the culture would die without our top tiers and our veterans. The culture would die. You know what I'm saying? Like that's being real. The culture would literally die. So you know, there's not a lot of those left. I think Verb versus Will is one of them, though.
Right. How happy were you for Caution when she made on the list for last year for Most Improved? I think she got Most Improved.
I was hyped just to see her get like nominated and being mentioned in that respect, because I felt that she kind of earned it. After I felt that she earned it, I damn near got to the point where I was like, yo, it's totally rigged if she don't win it. Like You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of got to that point. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to
Hey,
Champion and the whole Champion panel and everybody that voted and everything. Um, Man, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of all these people, man. I'm a fan of all these battlers. There's people that I get on the phone with sometimes for the first time. I tell them I'm a fan of them, and they're just like, "What?" And I'm just like, "Yo, I've been watching you for." You know what I'm saying? I'm just a fucking. I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a fan of Cautions. Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of her. So to see her get
okay.
her just due is just dope. That's dope.
RBE and Chrome. Is that something we should be looking
Should
out for?
always be looking out for these platforms that keep good energy amongst each other to possibly collaborate. You know what I'm saying? I think there's been talks of RBE and King of the Dot at a time. There's been talks of at one point there was RBE and Bullpen was getting talked about. You know what I'm saying? I've kept the same energy. I've always said I don't really want to do a versus anybody. I would rather do a collaboration with somebody. I see talks of the Bricks doing something with Bags and Bodies. I think that's dope. Like if me and Holla put something together and we just stand up there, we co-host and we both put our money on the floor, you know what I'm saying, and let these guys go back and forth and earn bags and put on classics for us. I think that's dope. But RBE
Right.
and Chrome 23, I think that would be real spooky. I think it would be real spooky because I think RBE is we've earned it. You know, I'm not talking shit. I'm being real because that's what we worked for ourselves to be a premier platform and one of the leaders of the culture. One of the leaders of the culture. And Chrome 23 and Rem and her whole team, they shot up. So when whoever you consider amongst, you know, the top players in the platform and the platforms and the leagues, Rem shot herself right there. It's just like this. You know what I'm saying? So if you take two platforms of that magnitude and they put together their creativity, their ideas, their financing, you know what I'm saying? Like RBE on their own could go do a max out. Well, I could just go, yo, let me pay cash, let me pay Hitman. I do that on my own. Imagine if I say, yo, Rem, how much money you
Right.
put into it? Okay, let's just fuck it. Let's just go do the Daylight and Lux then. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's spooky hours if two platforms of that magnitude truly partner together. When I say truly partner together, I mean where you're both putting in equal amounts of financing, energy, ideas, all that type of shit. It could be mega. It could be mega.
Okay. Did you